Hey there, everybody. Franklin Taggart here, and it is time for a virtual coffee break. I've got my coffee, and I just encourage you to grab your beverage and let's sit down and have a quick little chat, shall we? Let's see, there's a lot on my mind today. Today is December 3rd, and December 3rd always comes around, and in our family we remember and celebrate our daughter Sarah, who was born this day 19 years ago. And Sarah lived for 10 days. She was born with a condition called trisomy 18. And trisomy 18 is a chromosomal disorder where most children don't make it all the way through term. And our daughter Sarah was a fighter, and she made it all the way and got here and spent 10 days fighting to be here for the whole time that she was here. And so we are remembering Sarah today. And there are a few things that I wanted to kind of touch on about that. When I was 39 when 9/11 happened. And I remember I was in a relationship that ended. I ended it that day. It was just one of those times when certain things came crystal clear, that I was just kind of moving in a direction and wandering aimlessly and bouncing from, home to home and relationship to relationship and never finding stability. And there was something about that 9/11 experience where I just knew that I had to stop fooling myself. And so about a month after 9/11 happened, I moved into a home that would become the home where I lived the longest up until the home that I'm in now. I had bounced around quite a bit when I was, in my 20s and 30s. Went through a marriage and a divorce. And one of the things that I always kind of look back on is that I entered into those things never thinking that the worst would happen, but that the best would. And that didn't pan out, And when Sarah was, when we found out that Sarah was coming, I think both of us were surprised. Neither one of us expected to have children, and we were kind of operating under the understanding that that wouldn't happen, and then it did. And I wasn't fully prepared for it, I have to say. But I still expected the best. I still expected that, things were going to go well, and things were going to be okay, and, we were going to have a lovely daughter, and we were going to have a wonderful family and all of that kind of stuff. Well, life had other plans. So 2001 was the beginning of a 10-year period in my life when life really had other plans. And I always tell people that decade from 2001 to 2011 was the tempest for me. That was the time when I wanted to be optimistic. I wanted to feel like things were going well and things were going my way. But every time that I turned around, there was a major challenge, and right in my face. 2 years after Sarah came and went, our son Bodhi was born. Bodhi's still with us, and he's a remarkable young man, and I just grow to appreciate him more and more every day. But when Bodhi was about 2 years old, that was when I started getting sick. And I was just in the throes of starting a music career. A week after 9/11 happened, I released my first and only CD. And I really had high hopes for that experience, that it was going to be the cornerstone of my music career and really launch it in a meaningful direction. Well, that didn't go as planned either. So about when Bodhi was about 2 years old, I started to get tendonitis so bad in both of my arms that I couldn't play guitar. And then not long after that, I started to have symptoms of some kind of a mysterious illness where my organ system started to shut down. And it was just weird. Every time that I turned around, there was some major life event right at my doorstep. And I think one of the things that was really interesting was that at some point, I started living without a plan and started to live just moment to moment, looking for opportunity wherever I could find it, and trying to get my body back to some semblance of health. And I was lucky to have support of not only Monica. Monica was just amazing. She had started a business in between our two children. And when I got sick, she kept the family afloat, and we were surrounded by, both of our families contributed, but my family in particular made sure that I had health insurance for those years that I was sick. And every month they would just send me, without any questions asked, the money that I need to purchase the health insurance that I needed, just so that I could address the health issues that I was having. And so there were hard times that were unexpected. And like I said, I had planned for the best. And then when the worst happened, I had to, lean very heavily on the circles that were around us. And that was the way that I got through. I finally found a doctor who was able to pinpoint what was really going on with my health. And it turned out that I had an autoimmune disorder that I still work with today. It's become a companion. But that doctor was able to say, somehow or another, your thyroid got missed in all of the action that you've been through, and we need to check it. And when they checked it, they found the autoimmune disorder was there. And when they started to treat the autoimmune disorder, my symptoms started to subside, and I started to regain my health. Well, when I started to regain my health, I was living differently than I ever had before. And a big part of that is that whatever plans I make, I hold pretty loosely to them, and I don't get too upset if other things happen. But one of the things that's really interesting is, like, this year for me has been kind of a wonderful learning experience. And I started out with the year with, just a couple of goals. One of them was to put out a new episode of whatever it is that I'm doing here every day of the year. And I've got about, 26 days left, 27 days left to go, and I've stuck with it. And that's felt really good, and it's all great. And I've started to network in some circles that I have not been a part of before. And that has been stretching me, because it's like these are people that are unlike the people that I've networked with before in the past. I'm working around other people now and being involved in circles that really ask me to play a higher game, And so I'm still stretching. But the thing that's really interesting is that as I look back over that decade of challenges and trials, the two biggest lessons were that it's important to surround yourself with the people who care about you. And it's important to surround yourself with the resources that you need, sometimes just to survive. And I think that's one of the mistakes that I've made in my businesses, is that very often I just try to buckle under and do, piece it all together myself, instead of reaching out to other resources. That, I think, is going to be my personal and professional challenge for 2023, is to look at more opportunities to collaborate, more opportunities to kind of co-create things that are meaningful to me and to the people that I work with. All of that said, I just finished up 2 big project coaching experiences. And so what that means is that I have room in my schedule now for 2 new big project experiences. If you are thinking about doing a big project, and a big project is something that just can't be done in a day. A big project, in my opinion, usually is something along the lines of creating a book, creating a course, recording a record album, writing a songbook. Something that takes, longer than a day to accomplish is what I call a big project. And if you are thinking about doing a big project right now in your life, but you're not quite sure where to start, those are the kinds of things that I love helping people with. The 2 that I've just finished, one was an online course project for a person who has just really, they've created an amazing course. I can't talk about it very much because it still hasn't been officially launched. But we've finished the course, we've built the website, we've built the funnel, we've built the quiz to go with it, and now it's just a matter of launching, which we'll be doing after the first of the year. And I just can't wait for that to really see the light of day. And the other project that I've been working on is working with a couple of people on developing their social media optimization and integrating their social media with their website and making sure that their messaging is consistent all the way across all of their platforms, and bringing in new audience members to their creative work. So those projects are the ones that just finished up, and I've got room now for 2 new ones. So if you're going to be one of them, why don't you get in touch with me? Schedule a Best Next Step call at bit.ly/best next step call, and I would love to work with you. Thanks so much, as always, for your time and attention. I'll be back again tomorrow with another coffee break. Until then, so long.